the Press Box. I'm Lloyd Jones, sports editor at the Conway Daily Sun, and today is my day here at the Conway Daily Sun. I'm the animal lover, the dog lover, and I've got some of the best people in the world here and their canine companions. So it's Axe Day here at the Conway Daily Sun, and we couldn't have better guests with us today. We've got Kathy Metz, the Director of Operations for Axe, is with us. Yep. We've got Marina Legere, Director of Canine Development, is with us. And my neighbor, Brooke Matarese, a puppy raiser. And we've got Ivory and Jonesy. Jonesy, who looks a lot like me. Jonesy right here. But thank you guys so much for coming in.
Yeah.
It's a busy time for you, and I know you're super swamped, but we got an important message to get out to folks. We're looking for some people to help, right? Puppy raisers?
Yes, yeah. Well, our mission is to raise and train and place service and facility dogs. And part of how we do that is we get volunteers to raise our puppies. So Brooke is one of our volunteers that has been wonderful, helping to raise Jonesy. And, you know, we're looking for more people that would be like to find out more about that and to become involved.
And you're about a year into it now, aren't you, Brooke?
Yes,
a little over a year?
Jonesy, named after Lloyd, in honor of Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm
to me.
Highlight of my career. I've won a lot of awards, but none bigger than this one.
Well, she's a good one. When she was about 8 weeks old, and now she's about 16 months.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so she's been with us a little while.
And then Marina, we've got Ivory over here, who's a little bit older, and she's almost ready to go off on her career path.
Yeah, Ivory's doing what we call final training. So she's kind of fine-tuning those skills and working on getting matched with a client to find her perfect place.
Will she be a therapy dog, or will she be a facilities dog, or what? I'm not quite sure yet.
Ivory's on our service dog track.
Is she? Oh, good.
So that's quite exciting
That
for
is
her.
super exciting. And Ivory's sister, Inca, just had some puppies, huh?
She did.
Oh my
5 adorable little labs. So.
Yeah.
And they're about 4 or 5 weeks old today.
Yep.
And they've got to be, probably almost 10 pounds.
Yeah, actually, there's one that's a little bit bigger than everybody else. And he hit the 10-pound mark yesterday, and the rest are right behind him. So they're getting big.
So ideally, we'd like to send them home at 8 weeks, Kathy, or
Yes.
9 weeks? Or
Yeah, right around there. 8 weeks is when we kind of shoot for. We do some evaluations and testing as you can for a little puppy, just to make sure they're going to be suitable for the program, and then we place them with puppy raisers. So that's what we're looking for. We've got this litter about to hit the ground, and we want to make sure that they can get out there and start their training with us.
will you guys be evaluating the litter here in the next 3 weeks, or is there an ideal time to do that, Marina? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or
It's
7?
about 7 to 8 weeks
Is it?
that we usually shoot for, and it can give us some really valuable information. So.
I mean, I was amazed. I got to come and watch Jonesy's litter when you guys went through the paces there, and it was quite the exercise. You did everything from balance to just noise sensitivity, and just how they would handle commands, and different like carpet down for them to step on, and just the whole thing was fascinating, and just how you evaluated everything. I think there must have been like 16 different stations or something, or 16 different things where you evaluated everyone on, so it's incredibly thorough.
Yeah, there's many different steps, and then our score sheet, which you probably didn't even see, but that has, I think, over 60 things that we're scoring them on. And it's not really a pass or a fail, but it's more different extremes. And we score it against definitions. So it's very systematic and data-driven.
Can I ask what attracted you to Axe? How long have you been involved with it?
So I started with Axe as a volunteer puppy raiser.
So you've been through the puppy raising.
I have, yes, a few times now. Actually, Ivory, I puppy raised as a young puppy before, and then she transferred to another puppy raiser for about a year, and now she's back with me, kind of in the employee aspect as a final trainer. So it's fun.
It's got to be one of the most rewarding jobs there could be, Brooke, I would think.
It is. It's very interesting, and I make sure I go to all the graduations, so I see where the dogs are placed, all the great jobs that they do. Either they're with a client or as a service animal or a facility dog, or we have some dogs that go into explosive detection.
I know,
work.
I love that.
So it's very rewarding to go to those graduations and see the cool jobs and how these dogs are going to help.
Boy, Lynn and I got to go to a graduation at the Journey Church a couple of years ago. The place was mobbed, Kathy. I mean, everyone got up there, and the speeches were just incredible, and
It is
just
very-
the love in the room. It was just welling
A
out
few
of the-
tears.
Oh my
to say
gosh, so
goodbye,
many tears.
but
Yeah.
But they were all happy tears
Yeah.
because, granted, you've completed your journey with your dog, but you know you're enriching someone else's life.
exactly.
Incredible,
Exactly.
so much more.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let me explain a little bit about the facility dogs, because
Yeah,
most people
please do.
understand the service dogs. Now, what we raise service dogs for is mostly mobility assistance. There are other types of service dogs, but we don't train for that. There's alert dogs and hearing dogs and sight dogs, but we train for mobility. And the other aspect we train for are professional facility dogs, which they go with professionals who utilize the dog in animal-assisted therapy. So, for example, we have Hayes up at the Memorial Hospital.
Yes, I love
And
Hayes.
Hayes is with Kathy in oncology.
Yeah.
And she is one-on-one with Kathy. She lives with Kathy. She's Kathy's dog, but she goes to work. And she goes to work to help people get through difficult times.
Yeah.
And she's there to give love and affection and just to help calm people down and to do a lot on their, just to make them feel better and just improve their experience while they're going through their treatment.
Oh, it's so stressful, and
yeah.
just to be able to sit there and pet it the heart.
Exactly, exactly. And we have dogs for education. We have a dog local. I like to talk about our local dogs. So we have a dog in the 2nd grade at Molly Ockett.
Yeah.
We've got a dog up in Jackson, and we formerly had a dog at John Fuller. So we try, to have dogs throughout the valley, but we do place them in many different areas as long as the client will come up here to the valley to get trained. We work with anybody from throughout the country.
Yeah, we were getting a lot of interest from the Midwest, I think, or was it Indiana or Ohio, where they were
Ohio,
they were like two separate schools, but they were both
Right. Yeah, we
wanted dogs
just
for in this classroom.
we just placed another dog
Did you
that
really?
went out there. Unfortunately, one of the previous dogs passed away from cancer.
Oh no.
Yeah, which was very sad for the school and the
Yeah.
obviously her family. But they just left Thursday to head back. Innova is now going out and going to be with a school counselor.
Oh,
and
great.
Yeah,
We
so
just
we're
had
gonna do
3
great
dogs
things.
graduate, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
I love the graduation photos. little cap on them.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't been to their Facebook page, you really have to. There's so many great things, and it's just phenomenal. So let's look at some videos. You guys were kind enough to shoot some videos. Let's shoot some videos, and then we'll talk a little bit more about puppies.
Okay, sounds
Can't
good.
beat that. And you can take us through what we're doing on some of these videos. That'd be great.
Okay, we'll let Marina do that.
So this here is Ivory kind of demonstrating the evolution of the paw command. So she starts with that little yellow target, and then she moves to pawing my leg because it's easier to respond to your handler first. And then she goes and paws our other trainer's, Emily's leg, and that's what we call go get help.
Oh, is it really?
So the dog leaves their handler and goes and alerts someone and brings them back that they need
Something
help.
Jonesy's learned or learning?
She hasn't.
Picked that
She
up?
has
Yeah.
that foundation
Does
of
she have that
paw.
foundation? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So what the puppy raisers do in our program is kind of teach these foundation skills and really drive them home so that when they come back for final training, we can take those foundation skills and
build
turn
on
them
them.
into tasks,
Yeah.
and it works out very well.
That's awesome. And what do we got here? We got someone in a wheelchair?
Yeah, Ivory's practicing walking next to a wheelchair and carrying a bag. So it's got some stuff in it. You could be walking home with your bag of groceries, and some of our clients have limited mobility in their arms, so they might need help carrying.
Yeah. How you get to that level of foundation is incredible.
Yeah,
Lots of practice, lots of time and patience.
she is
Doing a phenomenal job.
tugging this very heavy door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks super heavy.
Little girl, but she
Determined,
can
yes.
do it.
Yeah. And how does she get herself in through?
So I spin around and hold the door
Oh,
open with the
good.
footrest. And then she can come
But the
through.
tail wagging the whole time.
So happy.
She loves to work.
Does she?
And you can see that. You can see that she enjoys this.
Yeah.
It's part of her life, and it's
It's all a big game.
Yes.
It's a big game that ends with cookies.
Is that the reward, the cookie?
yeah.
Yeah. And you'll watch her here. She waits, and she's like, I know where that treat is.
And they wear the vest. The vest is a kind of, it was nice at graduation. We graduate to a new vest, don't we?
Yes.
And those are special moments.
Yes, they are. Yeah, all our dogs in training wear the blue.
Yeah.
And when they become a service dog, they be put on a red vest, or if they're a facility dog, they get a purple vest.
And what do we got here? Just puppy?
So yeah, this is kind of an interesting video because that black puppy, to us, it seems like, oh, it'd be really easy. He can just walk around.
Yeah.
But it's all about working through it. I don't want to help him over. I want to let him figure it out on his own. And it's building those foundations of problem solving and resiliency. It's really important at this stage in development.
Oh my gosh.
And some nap time, of course.
Is this
Equally important.
another eye litter? Or
This is the L litter,
L
Inca's
litter.
puppies right now. Yeah.
Lola and company?
These are the ones looking for puppy raisers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And you can see they have the vests on. Obviously, this is just for them to get used to it.
Yeah.
And experience it and have them be comfortable wearing a vest.
How quick are you putting the vests on it? 3 weeks or 4 weeks or?
Yeah, about 3-ish weeks we started. Usually when they're nursing, they put their vests on to get used to that. And then
I like being in with the balls, different surfaces different things for them to touch and get acclimated to. Or,
yeah, and they, you step on a ball, it moves. They're getting used to things moving under their feet, sleeping in tight spaces. Just
Is it odd to have a black lab too in the litter or?
no, the dad was black and the mom was yellow.
Oh
so it
really?
kind
Oh
of-
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh, it must be 2 different litters here, but no. Those are phenomenal. I mean,
Adorable.
they really are. I mean, you capture everything. And so people see the video. It's going to be on Comedy Daily Sun's website. We're going to have it up on Valley Vision. So best thing to do, reach out to you guys, phone call, email. Or?
Any of the above. Yeah, and they can go on our website, and it gives a lot of information on puppy raising.
Very thorough on.
Yes, and one of the things that is required is that they come to weekly training classes with us, because that's helping to build the foundation skills. We want to make sure all of our volunteers understand how we do things and the appropriate way to socialize a puppy, when not to socialize a puppy, things that you just want, especially with really young dogs, to make every experience just positive.
Absolutely.
You think about a dog that has to go out into public. You want them to be confident. You want them to be comfortable. You want them to focus on their person. And all of those things start, as little 8-week-old puppies, learning that kind of confidence. And,
Oh yeah. What was it, Brooke, that led you to say, I think I'd like to try this?
And I was going to say, I'm happy to talk to anyone who's interested in puppy
Yeah,
raising
oh, good.
and tell them about my experience, which has been overwhelmingly positive. I met Axe outside of Black Cat that had died to donate a couple years ago,
Did you really?
and they had several dogs there in their vests, and Kathy was there, Marina was there, some of the other volunteers, and I vowed I would get involved when I had more time. So I started as a part-time volunteer and auntie, and then when this litter was born, I volunteered to be a puppy raiser, and she's lived, as we said, she lived at home with me in our family from 8 weeks old with our other dogs. So you certainly can have other dogs and puppy raise.
that's the big thing. You can have other dogs and
yeah.
maybe cats.
Oh, we have 2 cats too.
really?
Yeah. So, and I learned that I could have done a lot more with my other dogs, which is one of the positives that comes out of this. You really do learn a lot about what dogs are capable of.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful experience.
You got to housebreak them still, don't you? Or
Yes, these are very.
no pressure, Marina. You got to housebreak everyone by 8 weeks.
You do, but these are smart dogs.
They are.
These are smart dogs. They're bred from service dog lines. They pick it up pretty quick.
And was she ringing a bell to go out?
She rings a bell to go out, yeah.
Oh
She
my
rings a bell to go out, so it's pretty easy. She lets you know when she has to go out and
Do her
you
business?
take her out, and yep, she comes back in. Yeah, at the beginning, you're doing some of those kind of skills. And then you're also, as Kathy was saying, there's an optimal window that Marina will teach you about to socialize the dog to different stimuli, and where you can give them a really positive association with things. So there's literally checklists of things that we go out and look for and treat the dog and give positive affirmations. So
it's
that
amazing.
she grows up confident and not afraid of people in sunglasses or different surfaces or things like that. So
I mean, you acclimate them to everything.
it's
I think
very interesting.
you're now up at the high school going through hallways and doing stuff like that
That's
with
right,
students,
yeah,
young people. And I mean, I just remember back when we had COVID was going crazy and everything just kind of shut down. And I marveled that you were still able to acclimate the dogs, find a way to get them out and about, and it was just like a ghost town here.
Yeah.
You had to get super creative.
I think that was before my time with the organization. I think before all of our times with the organization. We all came in after COVID, but I think, like everyone, they, went to Zoom classes, sent out, assignments to go and practice on their own, and made it through okay.
Oh my gosh, they really did. And so,
And I think what it taught us is that there's socialization in every aspect of our life. You don't have to go beyond your driveway to have a positive experience. You can see your neighbor biking down the sidewalk and have just as much luck as if you were in Schuler Park seeing someone bike down the sidewalk.
well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just got to touch on your satellite office over at a college at
Right.
UVM.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
That's an incredible program.
It is. It was started by a local student.
Puppy raiser.
Puppy
from the Valley,
raiser,
yeah.
that was a very young girl that got involved. The organization used to do what we call Camp Canine. It was like a summer camp. We don't do that anymore, but she got involved then, puppy raised here, graduated from Kennett, and went over to UVM with her dog and continued to puppy raise, and she started the club. And now, that was probably 5 years ago, she's graduated and moved on to, she's going to be a vet.
Is she gonna still
yeah,
pursue vet?
she's going to
Oh,
work
good.
to be a vet. She's going to go to vet school. But we, the whole, it's a independent club. It's part of UVM, and we support them as much as possible, and they're phenomenal. They really have.
my
So it has grown. We've had about a maximum about 10 dogs over
10
there.
dogs,
So
yeah.
pretty much half of what our program is, they transition over there, which has been huge. And I think the students really enjoy, obviously, having the dogs with them and the exposure and everything they do with other organizations at UVM. They've done such a great job. They just won an award as, for collaboration.
really?
Yeah, they won an award, UVM, Uproar it's called. United Puppy Raisers of Axe.
Really?
And they're
Oh my
wagging
gosh.
retrievers. Uproar. Yeah, I know. I have to think about it when I write it out.
But
So,
they're
yeah.
super. They're very committed to it. It was-
They are.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job.
And they
you
were
know.
also well spoken. We came over and we were chatting with them and tell me a little bit about your dog, and this is the greatest program. I was like, oh, you're teaching to the choir. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just so good. And so ideally, we're looking for short-term puppy raisers at the moment. So about a 2 to 6 month commitment.
Yeah, up through fall. We have these wonderful college puppy raisers. They're out on break right now, so they might not be able to get a puppy right now, but they are knocking down my door. When do we get a puppy in the fall?
Yeah.
So getting those puppies through that first few months, getting that foundation solid over the summer. I think summer's a great time to puppy raise because you can.
Oh my
it's
gosh, yeah.
beautiful weather. You can get out and do
Summer
fun
puppies
things.
are much easier than winter puppies.
Yeah. That's true.
And
then-
do you have to be a certain age to be a puppy raiser, or what are the requirements to
We
be a
asked
puppy raiser?
16 and over.
16 and
As a
over.
matter of fact, we just did an outreach to the Kennett High students
Did
to
you really?
see if any of them might be interested. So
Fantastic.
if you're a student out there and want to get, obviously you have to have your parents on board. There's definitely that. But, as I said, Marina started when she was a student. Shelby, who started the UVM club, started as a young student. So we welcome younger people to get involved, and they're, very dedicated when they become part of this.
And I think, Brooke, there's the really nice thing is you're not by yourself. You got such a great support group.
Exactly.
With you.
Not only do you have classes weekly where you learn a ton and get to meet the other puppy raisers who are also, you can benefit from their experiences, but the whole organization, you can always text Marina, any questions. It's very, very supportive. They want you to succeed. They want your dog to succeed.
Yeah.
So you're not in it alone by any means. And there's always someone to ask for help or guidance.
We got to come watch you in a class with Nan, and she was wonderful. She's
Yeah,
a
she
great
does
trainer.
the little puppies.
She
the
loves
little puppies.
doing that. And
Yeah.
then it seems like you're always doing field trips. I mean, you pick a spot and you're
It's
likely
fun.
to see someone.
Yeah, we do formal field trips, informal field trips. Some of those are organized. We go to Storyland every year. We do a lot around the valley, but you'll probably also see us just down at Settlers Green doing some training, or in one of the supermarkets, or we have a lot of places where we can socialize these dogs, which is wonderful.
Has Jonesy done anything that surprises you, or that you picked up on something super fast?
Oh yeah,
or she was hesitant at something?
She's pretty quick. I would say one of the most rewarding things has been that how she is around people that are afraid of dogs. That's been really cool, both kids and adults. We've been in several places where people have been very hesitant, and has such a wonderful temperament, and she's smaller and not intimidating. So there's been people who had lifelong fear of dogs who have petted her. Yes, and that's been hugely rewarding to see. So.
And how about Ivory? What are some of her strengths, Marina?
Ivory's a little superstar.
Is she a rock star?
She is so smart. I mean, they all are, but she just picks things up so quickly. She's been really fun for me as a trainer because I have been able to try out new skills, and I can kind of tweak how I might do something because she's very willing and she goes along with it. So she's a really fun dog to kind of advance some of those fine-tuned skills.
She might be our valedictorian of this class.
She very well could be, yes. Yeah. But even these are dogs settling.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's an example of this doesn't just happen.
No.
You might think,
These
this
are
is
puppies
trained
still.
behavior.
Yeah.
This is a dog that if either one of them were with somebody as a service dog and that person was at work or coming here to interview about something completely unrelated, they would just settle. And that's what you want. You want a dog that will, work with their person. When they're up and needing them, they work, but when they're, doing something that doesn't involve the dog, that they just settle down, and that's part of it.
Yeah. And I can't believe Axe has now started in 2007. We've been going for a little while.
Yes, it has. Yeah, and it was started originally down in the Tuftonboro area by Dot Hyde-Williams, and she was a dog breeder and a trainer. And unfortunately, she lost her son.
Yeah.
And one of the things she did to honor his memory was to start Axe. And we had a lot of puppy raisers, people involved that were working with her down there for a number of years, raising puppies up in the valley. And when Dot decided to retire, that group of volunteer puppy raisers said, we'll take over.
Yeah.
And they moved the organization up here to the valley, and ever since, and now we have a lovely facility down on East Conway Road.
We can't say enough about Robin Crocker.
Yes, Robin is amazing. She has been our driving force. She was our director of canine development most recently. Has retired. she has officially retired, and Marina has stepped into the role.
She told me, I've never been prouder to pass the leash on to Marina.
Exactly.
Yes.
But she's still very involved, and we value her knowledge and her advice, and she's very generous, allowing us. She owns Telling Tales Training Center, where we train from and where our offices are located. So, really, she's helped a great deal for the organization.
That's phenomenal. So puppy raisers, we're looking for short term, we're looking for long term a little further down the road. So if you're interested, you want to reach out to Axe. They're on Facebook. They've also got their own website. And just don't be afraid to ask some questions to these folks. They just want the best for the dog, and I'm sure we all want the best.
Definitely. And if someone wanted to come and just experience one of our training classes, we train on Wednesday nights and Thursday morning. So definitely reach out. I'd
At
say
Telling
it's-
Tales?
Yeah, at Telling Tales on East Conway Road, the former Town and Country building.
That's a
that
great
huge building.
facility.
Yeah,
It's
it
beautiful.
is a wonderful facility. I would definitely have if you want to come, you're always welcome, but check in with us first, just in case the class might be doing a field trip or might have been, canceled for some other event happening. But we welcome people to come. We also, if someone might be like, well, I'm not sure I want to jump into puppy raising right now, you can get involved and become like Brooke did, what we call aunties and uncles, that you come to training, you learn about it, you handle the dogs, and then you eventually, once you're comfortable with that, you could take dogs as sort of respite care for our puppy raisers. When our puppy raisers go on vacation, you can take them in or help with bringing them to vet appointments or other transportation needs we might have, so you can slowly get into it. That's what Brooke did at first,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden she was
Couldn't
like,
stop.
yeah, she's like, well, maybe I could do it. And yes, she was able to
Yes.
start puppy raising.
Well, I was floored at the graduation ceremony we went to, and just you had everyone stand up who had played a part in this group, and it was like, oh my gosh, there were so many aunties and uncles and just puppy raisers, and I think Robin said it really takes a village, and I was like, yeah, it hit home.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
And so we just got to add to the village. We want a
Exactly.
few more people to add to the village.
Yes.
Exactly.
How many dogs do we currently have in Axe? Any idea?
I think we have about maybe 15 or 16 dogs in training right now. Obviously, we have these 5 little puppies coming in, and we're part of a international breeding cooperative co-op of assistance dog programs across the world. So we sometimes get puppy offers. So we possibly are looking at a couple more puppies coming in this summer. So always more dogs on the horizon.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And Feather is the mom of both of these guys,
these, yeah.
girls, right?
Yes.
And she's with the Alkalis.
Yes,
Yep.
she's living out her best retired breeder
Yes,
life.
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
She gave
yeah.
us 2
Yes, she
gorgeous
did.
litters of yellow labs, who we've been very happy with, and now she's earning her well-deserved retirement.
Yeah, I remember the Alkalis when they first got involved as puppy raisers. It was kind of new to them, but they thought it'd be a great experience for the family, and they loved it. They
they do.
absolutely loved
And
it.
they're still puppy raising. They
Yeah.
have
Her
a sibling,
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah,
They're
Jazz.
still puppy
Yeah.
raising. They've been wonderful. And, part of the co-op is it's a breeding co-op. So every dog we get from them gets evaluated. Do they want to continue? We want them to be bred. And Feather was one that was chosen. And when the dog is chosen as a breeder, the organization has the option to host that breeding and or to work with another organization to help with that if we can't accommodate.
Yeah, I
So,
think 2 of Jonesy's litter mates went elsewhere
Yes.
into the program, I think.
Right, yes, and that's typically part of the program. Depending on, is a big chart of who gets what, but it's all based on the number of puppies, obviously. But part of the co-op program is that typically 2 dogs out of every litter go to other organizations. So that's how we get the dogs, because another organization does the breeding, then we get offered a pup on a rotation basis. We might get offered, we're expecting them like to get offer this summer.
And
to be
bringing
able
in
to take-
different bloodlines.
Exactly,
Which
exactly.
will help with
And the amount that this co-op is impact they've had on us being able to resource these purpose-bred dogs has been phenomenal to our program.
I would think so.
We can get dogs from breeders, and they can be good. We can work with them, but when a dog is bred for this kind of work, both in health and temperament, it gives them just that amazing head start.
I was going to say they've got a little bit of a leg up, I think.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing.
They do.
So we're almost wrapping up here, but we've got some events on the horizon that we need to highlight for you
We
guys.
do. We have some great events coming up. The first one coming up is June 8th.
Yeah.
It's at the Wildcat Tavern.
Graduation day for you too.
Yes, it's Kennett High graduation,
Lillian
so I won't be there
graduating, yeah.
personally. My daughter's graduating, but the Wildcat Tavern has been kind enough. They're putting on a program about hiking Everest, and we're getting all the proceeds of the tickets.
How wonderful.
So you need to call, they're running it, so it involves, it's $25 for a ticket for the program, but you do go and you have dinner, which is additional, obviously, but you have a lovely dinner and then this program put on.
Great presentation, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful presentation. So that's our first event, and then the same week, a few days later, we have our Dine to Donate at Black Cap Grill, and we'll have our puppies there.
June 13th.
Yeah, and we also have a program, Acts of Compassion Therapy Dogs, that are fully trained therapy dogs that are owned by some of our volunteers that go out into the community as they're doing therapy work along with some of our dogs in training. So they'll be there and our dogs in training. We'll have a nice raffle and
good.
come have dinner, wonderful dinner at Black Cap Grill.
And then we just kind of wrap up June on June 30th with a pet CPR and first aid from noon to 2:30 at Telling Tales.
Right. So that, again, if you're interested in finding out information about how best to take care of your dog in an emergency situation, it's a wonderful course. You can register for that through our website. There's a link there for the registration. And yeah, this is our second year hosting, and we get part of the proceeds for that as well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah.
It went pretty quick.
Well, thank you.
Hopefully it wasn't too
and
painful.
Yeah, no, not at all. And thank you. And you know, we're so glad to have Jonesy named after
pretty
you.
comfortable
And
there.
Pretty comfortable.
all the support that the Conway
Jonesy.
Daily Sun has given us over the years, it's really appreciated. You know, we
You have
try to
open
hard to reach
invitation
out.
anytime you want to come back and say we want to highlight this, and
Yeah.
we would love it. So,
Okay.
Marina, thank you so much. Kathy,
Thank you.
Brooke,
Nice to see you.
Jonesy, Ivory. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, you
Wake
heard
up.
your
All right,
names.
time to get up.
Names.
For Rob Strubel, I'm Lloyd Jones. Thanks for watching In the Press Box. Everyone take care and
Big
love your
stretch.
pets.
Thank you.
You guys are terrific.